Tension in your neck or shoulders or back or chest that you could just release, you could just drop. One thing my teacher was talking about recently, the word relaxation. When I say relax, most people will think of one direction, which is down. They think, oh, relax, I need to sort of drop down more. But instead, think of relaxation as from the center of you outward. So let's use our forearm, for example. The center of your forearm, when you relax it, the space in a sort of circular way opens. Think of that in terms of your torso, your neck, your legs, the head space, that when you relax, there's actually from the center of you outward becomes more spacious. And therefore the weight, the body weight and gravity can just move right through us. This allows us to move smoother. This allows us to have our nerve flow, energy flow, electricity flow, blood flow, our interstitial fluid, the fluid that's coursing between our cells. Everything now is flowing better because we are opening by relaxing, not schlumping, relaxing, but aligning and then releasing that tension. So last couple of breaths here, maybe 10 more. If you notice your mind is active as you're sitting here, just observe whatever's happening at the mental level. Maybe it's words, maybe it's pictures, maybe it's future thinking or past thinking. But over time, just try to let all that go and just be present. Letting your awareness drop towards the belly, towards the about 2.5 inches behind the belly button is where the Chinese say that's our central battery, our central dantian or cauldron. Let all of your attentiveness stay connected there. Now, ideally, you've felt this sort of shift in the direction of more present, more connected. Let that shift be what you try to carry through all the exercises that we'll do. So don't break this little spell that you've created for yourself, this almost hypnotic state when you start to add movement. So opening the eyes, hands onto your knees and thighs here, and let's round the back, a little rounding pelvis into a posterior tilt, slide hands forward, drop and open the back, then relax that effort and slide the hands back and lift the chest. Shoulder blades, elbows pull back, lifting the heart and chin. Let's do 2 more just like that. Just melting and moving. Just noting we have 24 vertebrae. 24 is a lot. That's a lot of different spots, little joints to sustain mobility, to keep supple and movable. One more. And settling back to the middle after you've completed that 3rd one. And now we rotate our spine, take left hand to right knee, right hand to outer right hip, and then turn the lower belly area, the middle torso area, and then the head, and look over the shoulder, wringing out, getting that wringing out quality. And then relax that effort and come all the way back to middle. Let's go the other way. Hands, we turn, gently twist, wringing out wherever you feel stuck. And then relax that effort. We come back to the middle. We'll do one more each way. Left hand to right knee, right hand to right buttock, twist. And release. And once more left, twist. And release. Back to center. Hang your arms alongside you. Now, like you got water in your ear, just drooping. Now, as the right arm reaches more towards the floor, the left elbow floats up, maybe. And notice how I got my arm up. I didn't swing it out. I let it float up. See this position here, because anywhere along here might be the appropriate stopping point, possibly all the way. And then droop it and let it fall through this position here. And then again, we're falling. That right hand rising, reaching, pressing up, pushing down, and then moving. One more of each. So not only are we developing suppleness, but there's a sort of strength to being drooped and then bringing ourselves back up. So feeling that you got to let yourself fall, but you're controlling this fall. You're not just falling off your chair. So you're not only doing flexibility and suppleness, but you're developing this sort of Tai Chi strength to move relaxedly, but in good control. Back to center. Shoulder blades. Bring your legs closer together. Let's do both arms up and then down. So we're clearly defining elevate shoulder blades and then relax and let them lower. One more. Noticing how by moving the shoulder blades, the arms come along for the ride. You don't have to move the arms separately. So now you're feeling the shoulder blades are the root of arm movement. Same idea here. Shoulder blades separate on your back. You notice this little rounding. Shoulder blades separate from the spine and then add a little internal rotation of the arm. See how my palms are facing outward? And then relax that. Settle back to neutral. Do the opposite. Shoulder blades go towards each other like you're pinching a walnut behind you. And open the palms out. And release that. One more of each. Protraction and internal rotation of arms. Defining these movements for your brain. Then relax the effort, come back to neutral. Retraction, shoulder blades go towards each other, the chest lifts. And then we're back to neutral. Now, right arm only, I'll turn a little sideways so you can see it. Protract with internal rotation, elevate, and then retract, let the arm externally rotate, and then melt the arm down to neutral. Make sure the arm goes to completely neutral. Notice how I have nothing held in my arm right there. And then I'm going forward and up, back and down. And I let it hang. One more, forward and up, back and down, let it hang. Then go back and up, forward and down, let it hang. Again, back and up, forward and down, let it hang. One more, back and up, forward and down, let it hang. Now, other side. Forward and up, back and down. So notice, again, that I'm going forward, but my torso is not moving very much. I'm not moving and moving. It's forward, up, back, down. But I'm also not just moving my arm bone at my shoulder joint. I'm actually moving the blade, the shoulder blade in the back. There's like 9 different muscles and a lot of connective tissue tied to these shoulder blades, and that's why they're so important, and they cause so many problems when they're not dealt with correctly. Go the other way. If our shoulder blades lock up, they cause problems in the neck and head. They cause problems in the mid-back. They cause problems throughout the whole body. So we want them buttery and smooth, right? All right, let's do both. As we do both, let's add to this sort of leaning forward, leaning back thing. So we lean forward when protracting, and then lean back and bring those shoulder blades back. Now notice you let the arms really go for a ride. Go for a ride. Look how much I'm bringing my arms and elbows back, but I'm still leading from these shoulder blades. Oh, one more. All right, I'll turn this way so you can see how much I'm pulling those shoulder blades back and really wringing out the area. Good. Switch directions. Now we're going back and up, and then rolling forward and down, and really let him go, hanging, and then back and up. Forward, and the most important part right here, let go. So we're going back, up, forward, and then the most important part, let go. Come back, up, and forward. And back to neutral. Now, right arm, forward and up. Then as it goes back and down, left arm, forward and up. Right arm, forward and up. Left arm, forward and up. And so they're circling, circling, circling. We're just wringing out. Again, the way our body is put together, it has these spiral rotational relationships between them, and we're going to wring them out. Now, other way, forward, 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 almost like swimming in the water, forward, forward. Just get these spirals, and you can feel it like just wringing out rags within the body. And done. Back to neutral. Now, left hand on right knee, lean over and dip your right arm in an imaginary pool, and then make circles with a relaxed arm. So the circles can be small. You want them to get larger and larger with each round. Eventually, it might feel appropriate for you to sit up and make that circle. But you're just comfortable. The point is it comfortable? Easy. And then let it hang. Now we go back in the water and circle it the other way. So whatever the other way is for you, whichever circle you were doing a moment ago, do the other circle. And then maybe bigger and bigger, and then possibly sitting up and making this nice, very comfortable circle at that shoulder joint. So again, we're training a certain relationship to movement, and just let it hang. Switch sides. Right hand to left, dip that arm in the pool and just circle. Circle. Larger and larger with each round. Maybe sitting up and making that circle now on the side of the wall. So if I turn sideways, you can see whether you're going forward circles or back circles, doesn't matter. You're just comfortable. And then let the arm stop. Now, other directions. So whether it's inward or outward circles, just do the opposite of what you were just doing. Bigger and bigger, and then sitting up vertical again and drawing, as if drawing a circle on the wall to your side. And then release and hang. Now elbows, folding at elbows, compressing elbows like you're crushing something in the elbow crease, just so you can feel let go of that. No longer compress. So just relax the elbows and then drop the hands, keeping that feeling of relaxed elbows And that should allow you this here, this little bounce. So see this little springiness. Springiness. Do it again. Fold and compress. So we're doing this command in your brain of compress and tighten the elbows and then let go of that. Let go of that and then drop the hand. Little bouncy, bouncy. Now forearms. Float the arms in front like here with a slight gentle bend in the elbow. Turn your palms down and up. And notice that I'm not turning this portion of my arm. I'm not turning like this. I'm focusing on forearms only. Pronation, supination. Pronation, supination. So it's the two bones in our forearms that can roll over top of each other. Now palms up and we make circles. So in and through. Turn. In and through. In and through. 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 And switch directions. Turn the palms out. Drop the hands and bring them through. Turn, drop, and bring them through. Turn, through, 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 through. So we're working on, again, this feeling of, I'm not working too hard, yet I'm executing a movement. And relax. Spread fingers. Make claw, fist. Turn your arms and press. As you press this together, pull elbows down and round your back. Now elbows go out, open palms, look up, pull here, the elbows behind, and squeeze all that musculature in your upper back as you lift and open the throat and chest. Then the hands go up a little and forward. Claw to a fist and round and wrap and press pinky side and inner elbow together and squeeze and open the backside. And then let's release. Elbows go out, palms open. We look up and pull the elbows behind us and down. And then the hands come up, claw into a fist. This is called opening and closing. So this is a Qigong movement that can be done seated or standing, and it pumps the lymphatic system, and it unlocks all these circular pathways. And last one. And then just relax and open just halfway. Just feel that middle place and let the arms fall alongside you. Sit back against the back of your chair. So all the way back so you're comfortable. Hands up like a boxer. Hands up by your chin. Chamber your left leg. We'll do a left leg first. So chamber. So notice I'm hinging at the hip and I'm sort of pulling the heel in. So it's like a spring that's loading, right? Chamber and then push straight out like a heel kick. But again, not quick, but just a pushing kick, and then reverse that back to chamber and set that foot down. Other side, chamber, push, chamber, down. Chamber, push, chamber, down. Chamber, push, chamber, down. Couple more. So we're using all the joints of the hip and leg in one particular way. We're not rotating our hip, but we are flex, extend. Good. Now, as you extend here, hold, point, flex, point, flex. So we're going to do all the range of motion of the foot and ankle. Then hold a light flex in and out of the foot. It's called evert, invert, evert, invert. Then circle, in and through, in and through, in and through. Other direction, circle, out and through, 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 through. And switch, chamber down, chamber, out, point, flex, point. So we're with the brain, we're sort of going to each of these areas and commanding them, telling them exactly what to do. In, out, in, out. So thinking of it like developing this relationship. Circle, We're developing a relationship with every area of the body, and by going through in this sequential, systematic way, switch circles, we're able to sort of do a diagnostic as well and say, why is my left foot not as attentive as my right foot? Let me pay more attention there, right? All right, chamber and down. Scoot to the edge of your chair once more, scooting forward. Now remember, the hips have this ability to corkscrew and rotate. So it's important that we do that. So lift your left ball of foot, turn the whole leg open. So look how open I've created this angle. Now lift the heel, closing that, turning the knee in, and look at this sort of awkward position, but it's like wringing out a rag. So feel that. And then roll it open a little further. Now we've created a wider angle. And then place that ball of foot down, lift the heel. Inward angle, may not go quite as far, don't hurt the knee. And then finally, open. Now we're at our widest angle. Open that inner thigh. So get a little massage out to the knee, all the way up into the groin and hamstring area. And then let's walk it back in. So we internal. Lift heel, external. Lift ball, internal. Lift heel, external, and neutral. Again, but to the other side. Lift ball of foot, external. Lift heel, internal. Take an extra second here. This is always like the best one here to get this ringing out quality. Then we go external, internal gently, and finally open. Inner thigh, groin out to the knee. And then walk it in. Internal, external. Moving from the hip. Internal, external, neutral. All right. Now, folding at hip crease. Hinge. So being clear on, by bowing forward, I'm not rounding my spine at all right now. All I'm doing, my spine is staying exactly in the same relationship to itself, but I am tipping my pelvis over my thigh bone. So being very clear on what that command is. And then let's add folding, and now we round and let every vertebra round and open and release. Now keep the rounded position. Come all the way up. So you stay rounded, 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 but you sit all the way up. Then let your chest lift, your head lift, and tip your hips forward and stay sort of back bended as you fold. And then round, 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 round. And then stay rounded as you come up, 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 up. And then arching as you go down, 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 down. So shaking loose the heavenly pillar. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Let's take two more. Letting this supple quality begin to generate and develop so that you're no longer holding your body. You're actually trusting this fluid nature, this liquid nature, to actually be what you're relying upon for your movement, for your support, for the integrity, rather than tension, which is restrictive. Now we're back to neutral. Now, step your feet wider apart. So now you're at a big stance, right? Take your hands and place them with fingers on the inside. So see this sort of interesting position here. Now, just tip forward and notice that you can, right? So we're folded forward like this. And then you can turn your sternum, your chest, to point a little more to the right. And this shoulder has to sort of ring out. So we're getting a little ringing out of that shoulder. And then back to neutral in the middle. And turn the rib cage, turn your chest. So you're not forcing your neck to do anything funky. You're just turning the ribs. You're turning your torso. And getting this like ring out of a rag in the neck and shoulders. You're getting a little twist to your mid-torso. All right, now remember that feeling, come back up, but keep your hands on your knees. Now this is called the dragon stirs the sea with its tail. So we tip to the right. So now I'm just leaning myself over to the right and turning my chest a little that way and folding down, folding forward and down. Now look at my elbows. Make sure your elbows are out like this. Fingers are pointed on the inside of your thighs. So yeah, there you go. Now swing through and you get to the other side and then lean back. And when you lean back, really almost like you're falling backwards and circle around to the other side. And then we come forward. So stir the sea with your tail. Forward, around, back, up, and way back. One more in that direction. Stir the sea. I just love that visualization. I can see myself with this big green thick tail in the ocean, stirring it. Let's switch directions. Go over to that direction. Remember the elbows and hands. They sort of are important because this internally rotated position creates this wringing out through the neck and shoulders and upper back. Around and stir the sea with your tail. All the way around. One more big circle. We're just carving range of motion and developing awareness in our bodies. And we're back to neutral. Walk, 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 walk. Here we are. Now arms, let them hang. Arms go out to shoulder height and just feel how at this point, the shoulder blades have not had to do anything. They have just stayed exactly as they are. Lower back down. Go forward with your arms. Same thing. The shoulder blades really have not had to change their position on your back for your arms to get to those two heights. Now take your arms out to the side. From here, turn your palms up and go the rest of the way. Now, shoulder blades are doing upward rotation. So they're turning so that the socket is pointing more up. Now hold here and reach your right arm a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. And then relax that effort and go left arm a little more, a little more, a little more. And reverse that. A couple more times. You might even add to this in the hand, this sort of grab and relax. Grab like you're grabbing something out of the sky. Reach with the fingertips. Try to actually touch a little higher. Grab a little bit higher. Now on this one, do both at the same time. Both. Get that extra reach, extra reach, extra. And sweep. And we're down. Now forward and up. Once you cross this place, then it's shoulder blades, shoulder blades, shoulder blades. Add a lift of the heart, an arch of the back, gazing up. And forward and down. Now, before we do our standing exercise, let's learn sink chi to the belly. So we float the arms up like crane wing, turn the palms, and the hands come over the top. And then we sink and we bring our attention, our gaze, and our listening energy to the navel. And we let our hands just hover right in front of the navel. And again, remembering that's that battery. That's like our central main battery that we don't want to just be all up in our head all the time or always moving. We want our battery to be charging and charging and charging. And then relax. Okay. Now, make sure you're at the edge of your chair. Feet come a little bit behind the knees and the arms are hanging. Now, folding at the hips, not rounding your spine. Gesturing your energy forward so you're in a squat and then push through the floor and rise directly up to vertical and arrive in this uprightness, not by holding yourself up, but by relaxing everything and rooting through the floor. And to sit down, stick your butt back. Notice I haven't bent the knees. I've just shifted the butt behind the heels and then sit. Find your chair. Then let yourself go back to sitting. Let's do it again. Fold, getting into the feet, and then pushing through the ground. And then folding, sinking. Control, control, control. Land. So the two different qualities. This is oomph. This is concentric power. You have to. But on the way down, it's more about suspension, repelling, right? You're controlling gravity. So don't fall to your chair, but controlled fall. And this is a little bit of power. And this is control of softening, softening, softening. Good. Last one, all the way up. Now here, we sink to a squat and hold just to build charge in our legs. So sink and hold the position. Breathe. Make sure you're not pushing into your knees, that your knees are happy as they could be. You're working a little back strength, a little core strength, breathing through the nose. Feel that quiver, that warmth, that charge building, and learn to love that. Learn to look forward to that in the correct dosage. Last 3 breaths. Maybe even a little lower if you want a little more charge. And then pushing through the floor, rise all the way to stand. Okay. Now, we are standing. Let's all do the wrong thing first. Lock your knees back, right? So locking your knees back, and notice how that gives you a sort of stability, but yet it also does something funky to the back. It does weird things through the body. Now open the knees and just let them bend a tiny bit and let your body weight get all the way through to the ball of each foot. So you feel this bounciness, this sort of springiness in your legs, that you could do this little bounce, where you can't really do that bounce with locked knees. Go ahead and lock your knees again. In order to bounce, you don't have that springiness, whereas when you just open the knees and let them just bend a little, then all of a sudden you're sort of, there's like a slight spring-loaded quality to the legs. Now, straightening and bending without locking. So now play a little bit with sinking and rising in the legs. Sinking and rising. Now this next one is called billowing the clouds. So hands circle in front a little bit, right? So you see this round. Our body's built on rounded circular shapes and spirals. So now as you rise, the hands rise. The hands naturally will circle out to the side, and then as you sink, the hands will dip down and then rise. And down. And start very small, but let it grow with each round. You can even grow to start really taking the arms out. And this lovely feeling of cleaning and clearing out congestion. Now, that thing I was talking about a couple weeks ago was put the work of executing these movements on that hydraulic system, on the water system. So only execute the amount of this movement that you can without tension, without that common sort of, what they call Li in China, the work, the overwork, the tension, grinding. Instead, we're just oozing, easing. And it's what gives certain people grace. When you see someone has gracefulness in their movement, it's because they've achieved a sort of easy. All right, now sink and pause. Rising hands. We go forward and up, and as you do that, you let your weight shift a little bit into the ball of the foot. And then the hands paint down, and we just rock gently back and a little bit towards the back of the foot. And then a little bit towards the front and rise. Remember I was talking about the energy of pung, like a wave surging and lifting. Right? So this idea that our chi, our life force, wants to behave like the ocean at times, wants to flow, but it also wants to glide back smoothly. One more. And then the other thing the energy wants to do is it wants to sink. It wants to go down like the trough of a wave. So now rise. The hands glide back. And then it sinks like a trough of a wave. Sinking, sinking, sinking. It keeps sinking. And we even sit almost like a little squat, rounding and letting it get all the way through. So you even let your back just be a little rounded here. And then rise back up to standing, totally relaxed. Let's do that again. So that's pung to on. On is the energy of sinking like the trough of a wave. So think of a trough of a wave. It's like a suctioning down, down, down. Let it go through you all the way. And then we rise. One more. Good. So now weight shifting. Shift to your right leg a little bit more. And shift to your left leg a little bit more. Do that a few times. Can you, there's a thing in Tai Chi to talk about, be empty. Empty up top. So rather than a whole bunch of activity here causing top heavy, what if there's just nothing there? What if it's just empty and you're just connecting to your ground through your legs? Knees are gently bent. It's just easy. And it's such a weird sensation at first to say, I can be that at ease. And then you practice it and it gets better and better and better and bigger and stronger and more effective. Now as you shift to your left leg, the hips turn so that the pubic bone and belly button point a little to the right. Keep them pointed that way and shift to the left. Then turn. So in that order, there's a shift first, and then a turn from the hips. And then a shift and a turn. And then a shift and a turn. So you notice my hands start doing this little thing here. We call it the bear washing paws in the stream. Shift, turn, and hands, and let them go through, and then they naturally turn around as we go shift, turn, and through, just like that after effect, like a wake. It's like shift, turn, and the wake goes through. And then shift, turn, and the wake goes through. Left hand behind your back, leave it there. Right hand now does the sweep of the lake, the crane wing, rising up, roll and turn palm up, and just fold at the elbow. So the hand comes right by the chin, and then it's shift left, turn hips left. The hand will naturally push and go down. Then it's shift right, turn right, brush knee, crane wing, roll and fold, and then it's shift, turn, push. So eventually this can just be in two parts. It's like shift, turn, go, and then shift, turn, push. One more. Shift, turn, brush, knee, crane, wing, roll, fold. Shift, turn, push, and let it drop. Now as you come across, bring that left hand out and do both. Put right hand behind your back. Now it's shift, turn, brush, crane, wing, roll, and fold. Then it's shift, turn, push. Down. Shift, turn, brush, knee, feel it go through, and it rolls and folds. And then shift, turn, push. Couple more. So again, feel the naturalness. If you get out of the way, the arm will naturally do this because we are connected here. And then shift, turn. It can keep going, but we have our center and it just stays connected to the center. Shift, turn, brush, it goes out, but because we have a center, it just naturally orbits back, like gravitational center. And then push. Now, as the left hand comes down, right hand comes up, roll and fold. So left hand is on the right side of the body. Now we shift, we turn, we brush and push, and let both hands go through their return to center, and then shift, turn, brush, push, let them flow through. And a key here is open shoulders, right? Because as we come through, especially this bottom arm has to open and float up from the shoulder and then roll back. So get rid of that tension in your shoulders as best you can and let the hands go through. Now, an important piece, we'll do just a couple more. The move is shift, turn, brush, and push. So notice how I have not changed my hands yet. This one hasn't dropped, this one hasn't lifted. So it's through. It reaches there. It's like a martial art move of block and attack, right? So it's shift, turn, brush, and push, and then they change and reload, and we're ready to do the move again. Shift, turn, brush, push. So they finish, and then they go through. Shift, turn, brush, push. And the reason I point that out is because often what happens is people think of the switch too early. They're going over and they're already switching instead of through, and then that turns into the switch. So think of brush and push and through. One more. Shift, turn, brush, and push, and then through. Good. And then we're back across. Last time. Now, as right hand comes down, left hand comes up. This is that golden rooster hand position. The leg position for golden rooster. This right foot is empty. Turn the toes out a little and step behind you with just a smidge. And sit into your back leg and empty your front foot and get onto the tippy toes. Now, an important piece for you as you're sitting, let's all do it wrong so that we feel what it's like to correct it. So the wrong thing is this. See what I'm doing? I'm pushing my butt out, and that's just something we all tend to do at first. So do that, and then correct it. So notice how I'm sitting through that back leg. Let's do it wrong one more time. Stick your booty out, and then correct it. Boom. And then the more you rely on this back leg for all that support, this foot becomes empty. Right? Switch. Turn left toes out. Shift the weight. Change the hands. And then bring your right foot out and just touch your toe in front. So all the weight's in the left leg, right foot is out in front. Now let's do it wrong and right twice. Let the butt sneak out, and then correct it. Let it sneak out, and then correct it. Now keep it corrected, and lift, lower. Lift, lower. Teacup on your head, no spill. Good. Now switch again. Shift. Can you either touch toe or maybe you just go right to a lifted position? Make sure your butt's not sticking out. Bring that foot down, toes point out. Shift, hands change. Maybe you just go right into a light lift. Set it down empty. Shift. Set it down empty, shift. One more. Eventually we do this pose while walking backwards, right? And that adds a different challenge. Now set that left foot down, straighten up, find your parallel foot position, Tai Chi stance, sink the chi to the belly. Crane, up and over, settle, hands hover right in front of the navel with palms facing the navel. It's kind of like a reminder to bring that attention behind the navel. So we're not up here, not in here, we're here. And then just relax your hands. Now, standing bear. Shift left, turn left. Let the hands float a little. Shift right, turn right. Now the hands in earnest, sort of sweep. Shift left, turn left. Now as you come across, put left hand behind your back, right hand like vapor, rising, cloud in the sky. Shift to the right, turn to the right, cloud. What do clouds do? They rain. Rain down and fill up the lake. Then shift left, turn left. You come across the lake. Lake turns into vapor and rises. Cloud, we shift right, turn right, cloud across the sky, naturally rain. Shift left, turn left, lake, vapor. Shift right, turn right, cloud, rain. Shift and sweep the lake once more. Bring the left hand out, standing bear across. As you do, wrap right hand behind the back and vapor, left hand. Shift left, turn left, cloud, rain. Shift right, turn right, lake, vapor. Shift left, turn left, cloud, lake. Shift, turn, vapor. Lake, vapor. One more. Now, as you cloud up, other hand, right hand in the lake. Shift left, turn left, cloud, lake. Vapor and rain changing places. Cloud and lake. Vapor and rain changing places. Can you keep awareness at the tips of your fingers in a relaxed way so that you're coming across and you're aware of the cloud, but you're also aware of the fingertips of the lake. And as they change, there's no rush. And you realize everything is actually connected to that center in the belly. Everything's originating from that space. And it's being supported by this vibrant life force. And especially the more you practice it, that's not just like a poetic idea. Now, let your right hand fall. Standing bear, middle. Now, move safely to the right side of where you are. Give yourself just a little more room. Now we do the side step. So sink through the legs just like we've been working. Let the weight fall through the right leg, which should empty your left leg. And then left leg can step a little more out, but notice I didn't go like this. My body weight did not go with this leg. I kept it empty and stepped it, but my weight stayed here. Then shift. Now as the right foot is empty, it's like a leaf. It can just float in, feather. Then shift and make sure the weight goes through to the ball of that foot. Left foot, side step. Shift. As that right leg becomes truly empty, it's a feather. It can just float in. Then shift. Notice the shift is a little bit right, but mostly it's about relaxing through to empty that left leg. Shift. Feather in. Shift. Stepping. Shift. Switching directions. Once we're in our left leg, we go in, out. Shift. Left foot is empty. In. Shift. Right foot empty. Out. Shift. Left foot is empty. In. Shift. Right foot empty. Out. Now, shift. Put right hand behind your back. Sweep the lake, turning the waist a little bit and let that, your left hand float up. It's a cloud. Step left foot out. Shift, turn, cloud. As it rains down, step right foot in. Shift to the right, turn to the right, lake, vapor, up. As it vapors up, step left foot out. Then shift, turn, cloud. As it rains down, step in. Shift right, turn right, lake, vapor. As it rises up, step left foot out. One more in this direction. Shift, turn, cloud. As it rains, rain it down behind your back and bring the right hand, sweep the lake and up to a cloud. Step right foot out. Shift to the right, turn to the right, cloud. As it rains, step left foot in. Shift left, turn left, lake, vapor, stepping out. Shift right, turn right, cloud, rain, step foot in. Shift left, turn left, vapor, cloud. Now, left hand in the lake, stepping right foot out. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. As you vapor and rain, step left foot in and back out. Now we're heading out again. One more round. shift, turn, cloud, lake. As you vapor and rain, step right foot in. Shift to the right, turn to the right, cloud and lake. As you vapor and rain, step left foot out. Shift left, turn left, cloud, lake. Vapor, rain, step in. Shift right, turn right, cloud and lake. Vapor and rain, step left foot out. One more time across. As you vapor and rain, step in, step out, and go back. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Stepping in, vapor, rain. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. And then now as we're heading back this way, can you just let it come from your center? Feel your middle in the belly. Feel everything connected like a nexus point to that middle. And that's like the cockpit of the vehicle. And we're just relaxing as we do it. Good. And then standing bare, hands come across. Back across. This is just returning to the middle. Sink cheetah belly. Hovering there, a couple of breaths. Checking out if you're overworking in the mind. Release the hands. Last one. Turning, shift to your left leg. Turn your right foot out a little bit. Shift to the right leg. Now you're going to step your left foot just a small amount forward. Now notice when I did that, I did not let the leg come across this way. I kept width. So that's what I mean by width, is on this plane. Now, shift into your front leg, turn your hips a little to point front, and notice sometimes if this back foot's turned out too much, this knee doesn't feel good, so you swivel on the heel and get it to where you can sort of bounce in this little stance, 70, 30. Now, sit back 100. Can you possibly just, whoop, and then 70. Turn the palms to face your body. 30. So here's the thing with this. I don't do hands first and then shift, right? It's shift, and that creates sort of an elasticity here, and then they come in. Same thing. Turn the palms to face forward. I'm not leading with my arms. The arms are relaxed, and it's shift, and there's a natural, like a wave floating out across the shore. And then the palms turn to face the body. There's a natural, I start shifting back, and it creates this sort of elasticity through the arms, and then the arms will come in. And then turn the palms, and there's this like a rush of a wave, and then the hands extend. Turn the palms. There's a sitting back towards the root and in. So this is push, draw. So drawing in. Sort of like in push hands in the martial art practice of Tai Chi, this would be like a spider come into my web kind of thing, where you're going, no, I invite you, please come in, come in. And then you can turn and throw someone off. Shift, and this is that rush forward. And then this is that draw, like inviting, 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 inviting. One more. And then inviting, 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 but from here. Good. Switching sides. Step the left foot over, toes turned out. As you stand up tall, just relax the arms. Drop everything out of your body. Then sink your weight through the left leg. Step your right foot out. Remember, width. Hands up like a little ball. Shift and turn the hips to point forward. Make any adjustment in your back foot. And then let's just sit back. Forward. Back. Forward. Liquid, fluid. Someone once said, we came out of the ocean, right? We evolved and came out of the ocean. And then someone else said, no, we took the ocean with us. We are the ocean. We are ocean inside of us, right? There's 75% of us that is literally that liquid. So let's be that. Let's feel that. Now our last exercise will be switching each time. So we come back Step back empty. Straighten up and drop everything out of the body. Then sink through the right leg as you do. Raise the hands into a little ball. Step. Shift and turn the hips a little bit and push. Sit back and receive. Step the left foot over, toes turned out, and straighten all the way up. Drop everything out. Then sink into the right leg, hands into a ball. And notice I'm slightly turning that way, stepping. And now I'm loaded up and I can go and turn and push. And then sit back and receive. Step that foot back empty, straighten all the way up. Empty body. Other side, sink and turn and load, step, shift, turn, push. Sit back, receive, drawing back, stepping back, everything out of the body, everything out. So important right there. Then again, from there, sink, push, receive back, draw back. Invite back, and then everything out of the body. One more each. So this creates a sort of springy, supple quality. One of my teachers calls it accordion. Accordion, just like an accordion kind of comes together and separates. When you sink into this left leg, accordion into that left leg. You feel that power, and then accordion out of it and release that power. And then accordion back into it. And step. And rise. Good. Parallel feet. Sink cheetah belly. Hover. Breathe. Place one hand over your navel. Other hand on top of that hand. This is like putting a cork in the wine barrel. Also, as you practice more and more, the surplus build in the belly feeds back through the central nervous system, the central channel, and you actually feel what they call brainwashing, but the good kind of brainwashing, right? This wash, this cleaning of the brain. So it's almost like a lightheaded feeling, but it's not like, whoa, I'm dizzy. It's more like beams of goodness. Right? As we relax more and yet generate this life force. And then go ahead and relax your hands. Little shakety shake. Be at ease. Find your chair. Sit and be still. There's other classes you guys might be heading off to. I know Adam said he's going to leave the line open for, I think, 10, 15 minutes for